Is BookTube dangerous? I think it can be. This is my response video. Hello BookTube, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Marilyn Maya, formerly called the Baby Boomer Booktuber. And today I'm responding to a video that my good friend Kim Becker of Middle of the Bookmarch made, and the Dangers of Booktube. She said in the beginning that a lot of her video was tongue-in-cheek, though she did go through a lot of real situations where there can be danger. And so I'm not disagreeing with her. I'm just giving my own opinion that I think BookTube is more dangerous than it seems. At first, in the beginning of Kim's video, she said that, how dangerous can BookTube be? I'm sitting on my butt and reading as many books as I can. Just this can be dangerous. I suffer from mobility issues, so I can't sit on my butt too much, or else I'm going to stay that way, like in a wheelchair kind of. So, it's not good to sit down or not be mobile for long periods of time when you read. So that can put some danger in BookTube. And reading as many books as you can is also dangerous for other reasons that I'll say below. So though she said it was tongue-in-cheek, even that, how dangerous could it be? Because she said she's not a risk taker, and I am a risk taker. So I think that I can see the dangers because I've been in dangerous situations. So I see the dangers for me, at least. This may not apply to everyone. So anyway, let's get started. I'm going to go through what she said first, her points, and then I'm going to go, after I, respond to that, I'm going to give you some of my points of why BookTube is dangerous or not. So the first one she had is money. Now, we all know that books cost money, unless you get exclusively from the library, which when you start BookTube, you're so involved right away. So you want to buy as many books as you can because you're watching BookTube and you're getting recommendations from other people. And then you say, well, I have to talk about something. And then you don't think about your shelves. And to be honest, I didn't have a lot of books when I started. I'm not a book collector. And we'll get back into that. But yeah, money, I spent a lot of money the first year that I was on BookTube, and I'm on a fixed income, Social Security, and not a lot of Social Security. Luckily, I live with my daughter who helps me out and my partner, but still, money is tight, and I want money for other things besides books. But yeah, money can be a danger of BookTube when you start spending and FOMO, fear of missing out on something, or one book or another. Though I don't read a lot of new releases, still, when there's a new release that really speaks to me, I want to get it, and I'll get back to that. So yeah, money is a big factor in being a booktuber, unless you have unlimited funds, which I don't. The second point that she brought up was wall space. Now, for me, I'm not going to say wall space because my home is more of an open, I don't have a lot of walls to begin with, but I will say that space is at a premium in my house. I live with, there's 3 people in my house, including myself. There might be a 4th one. No, it's not anything that I'm giving birth to or anyone else. But there's someone who's moving in a year or so, and space is at a premium, especially in Hawaii, where my whole house is less than 1,200 square feet. It started out to be 4 bedrooms, but we expanded this room because after my children grew up, I had 2 tiny rooms. So now I have 1 medium-sized room, which I'm using, but that might be taken up. So yeah, books take up space. And I have a lot of, I have more to talk about when I go down to my own feelings about why I don't want to collect more books than I have already. Not only because of space, but because of my age. But I'll get back to that. Okay, so number 3 was overscheduling. Yeah, so I don't really have that problem. The first year I wanted to be part of everything. I thought, oh, nonfiction November, one of my favorites. And of course, March Mystery Madness. And, I thought I wanted to do all of that. And then I really got into Victober, which I hadn't read many Victorian books. And I really started enjoying Victober. So there's so many events through the year. It's very easy to be overscheduled and think that you can do more than you can. And I'm going to get back into that in a minute. So for me, it's quantity over quality, because she had quantity competition as the next one. I never felt the need to read a lot of books, for a wrap-up, because the way I think about it is that when I see people reading 14 books or 15 books a month, it makes me kind of laugh, because that's not me. I wouldn't enjoy that. And foremost, I want to make reading fun, or keep reading fun. So I keep on my my Goodreads challenge in 2023. I make it lower every year. I think I read like 120 books the first year, and then 100 books, or 80 or 90 the second year. And so I made my the challenge, I made it 50, and I'm almost there right now. And that's with a lot of, and I think that's fine. So I want to read quality over quantity. And there's a lot of genres that I don't read, and some genres that I'm getting into, but I don't like a lot of the books in that genre. So it's really easy for me to keep my, competition down. I'm not a jealous person or a competitive person in that way. So yeah, so that really, I just want quality. I want to read quality books that speak to me. This one, number 4, was subscriber count, and I put down viewer count. I'm not a person who looks at YouTube Studio every day. And in fact, I looked at it yesterday for the first time, and I'm losing subscribers. But that makes sense, because I was sick, I was away, and I didn't make a video for a long time. So of course my subscriber count is going down. But the viewer count, that really bothers me, because if you have 1,100 subscribers, I would like more than 100 views. Maybe I'm being greedy, but I'm thinking, why? Why are they leaving? Why are they not watching my videos? And that brings up a lot of self-doubt, which I'm going to get into when I do my response. First, I'm going through what she says and how I feel about it. Number 5 was personal comparisons. Yeah, you do kind of say, this person, as Kim said, this person started way after me, and they just shot up to 4,000 subscribers, and they get 1,000 views, every time. Why? What is it about that person, and what's wrong with me? But see, that's not a BookTube thing. It is and it isn't, because if you have a low self-worth, as I did most of my life, everything makes you feel that way. And though I've come out of that at my age, it's still something that will come back when I start feeling that nobody likes me feeling. And I don't want that. So that's a danger of BookTube for me. May not be for everyone. But yeah, I don't compare myself with other people. I mean, everybody is unique and they have a different take on how they're going to do BookTube. I don't edit. Now that I have my own iPhone, I'm doing everything except uploading and basic editing, which my partner is doing for me. But he was so busy the first couple of years, you know, doing all my videos for me and doing everything, that I wanted to make it easier on him. So I'm trying not to make too many mistakes. But I don't think I do that anymore about the personal comparisons. I think I did that in the beginning. But, you know, if you like me, you like me. But if you don't, you're not going to watch me. So like me. That should be my life motto. Please like me. Number 6 was mob mentality. And this was interesting because she was talking about the BookTube prizes, the monthly events that sometimes really get out of hand. And I had that experience. And you want to be part of everything. You know, like the FOMO thing, fear of missing out, and wanting to, and maybe it is a little competition in the beginning. Well, you know, you have to do this and you have to do that. What I really enjoy are my buddy reads, and I don't want that to go away. And I'm really, to me, that's my favorite part of BookTube besides speaking to you and making friends. But it can get a lot. I remember the first year I did Hispanic year celebrations. I did Victober. I did March Mystery Madness. I mean, I was really trying to do as many things as that I liked in the genres that I liked, and tried not to get into the genres I didn't like. But see, that was a mistake too, and I'll get back into that in a minute. So yeah. Now, another thing about the BookTube prizes, you know, the Women's Prize, there's so many prizes, Pulitzer Prize, this prize, that prize. I have to say, I'm not going to say which prize it was, but there's a prize that I liked. I read or looked at most of the books in that prize, and I didn't like, I think there was one book that I really liked, and one that I read that I really didn't like, and the other books I said, no way am I reading those books. So some prizes are not for me. On the other hand, I found books through other people's videos that were Booker prizes or Women's prizes or Pulitzer prizes that I really am glad that someone else brought that to my attention. But I don't think that I'm very good for doing those kinds of events. So yeah, mob mentality, I guess it doesn't apply that much to me. And, okay, so what does apply to me? The number one thing for me is time. Time is one of the dangers of BookTube for me. I only have a certain amount of time. Well, we all do, right? But when you get to be 73, you really feel that, do I have the energy? Do I have the time to do everything that I want to do? And I want to do a lot of things beside BookTube and reading. As important as it is to me, it takes time. And making videos takes time. And doing all the little things that a booktuber does takes time. And there are other things that I want to do in the time I have left beside reading, though reading is a wonderful hobby. So I talked about the, Kim said wall space, and she had to buy a lot of new bookcases to somebody is decided now to do their yard, but please bear with me for that. Yeah, so what I was saying is it takes away from my bucket list things that I want to do, my experiences, because I feel if you're doing a bucket list, it's experiences, not things that I want. And that includes books. So I've been watching this channel called, not this channel, but channels about minimalism. I am not a minimalist. On the other hand, I'm not a hoarder either. But there's a thing called Swedish Death Cleaning. It sounds horrible, but it really makes sense in a way that you want to pare down your stuff. So when you leave this planet, you're not leaving a lot of stuff for other people to go through and work. And I know that I'm really the only reader, big reader in my household. So I want to keep the books that I know that either mean something to me intimately, importantly, and or I'm going to reread again. And we all say we're going to reread a book again, but are we really going to reread that book? So that is my goal for next year. Not to just keep books and keep on, being a collector of books. As lovely as that sounds, I don't think in this time of my life that it's for me. So, what's to become of my treasures? I hope that the few books that I do keep are going to be books that my daughter will love, or my partner will love, or not so much that they can't just pack it up real quick and give it away. So I'm going to be very stringent of this danger of booktube and not keep a lot of books at this time in my life. I don't have the room, and at my age, I'm going to just have to be more picky, or that will be a danger of booktube. We went about personal comparisons, and that is a big danger to me of booktube, and feeling inferior to other booktubers, and how that affects my content, life, and self-esteem. I don't feel that it's affecting my self-esteem anymore, except when I lose a lot of viewers. But it can affect your content, because you don't want to just do, as Kim said, do a video because it's popular and it's going around and everyone's doing it, so you got to get on the bandwagon, or you're a bad booktuber. So, and that would affect the kind of videos that I want to do, and the kind of videos that other people are doing that I don't want to do. So yeah, I think that's a danger of booktube, that you start changing your personality. I talked about this before, but when I started booktube, having been an entertainer my whole life, I thought that's what booktubers should do. They have to entertain you. And it was sort of natural for me to sort of be a clown, and I used to wear funny hats and do really weird things that I really didn't think were weird, because they were part of my personality. But as I get older, maybe, or start understanding what I want to present to booktube, I realize that the serious side of myself is the part of booktube, is the part that reads, part of me that became a reader, not the entertaining part. I hope you're entertained sometimes with my videos, but not in the same way, not as putting on an act, even if that act is part of yourself. I mean, I've danced on booktube, I've sang, I've told jokes. I'm not ashamed. That was what I wanted to do at the time. What I want to do now is present the part of myself that's the serious part, that's the reader. So yeah, I don't want to feel inferior to other booktubers because they do different stuff than I'm doing, and maybe I'm getting boring, and maybe that's what brought all those subscribers to me in the beginning. And now they're saying, well, she's boring now. She doesn't sing anymore. She doesn't dance with her cane. and things like that. But that's still part of my life, and I'm going to get into that. Yeah, and I still love bookstores and libraries, but I don't get to go to as many bookstores and libraries as I want to. We don't have a car at the moment. My daughter works all the time. So I'm kind of stuck in the house a lot, except when I go on my trips and vacations. Oh, let's not talk about that vacation. So what do I want to do with my life beside BookTube? And how do I do these things while still while keeping away from the dangers of BookTube and still enjoying BookTube, but reaching those life experiences that I want to do? And I'm just going to go over these very quickly. My number one is striving to keep my body and mind healthy and conquer my many fears. And I've already conquered many fears. Now I'm here, I need to maintain my health so I can live life in the most enjoyable way I can with the years I have left. So, and how do I do that, okay? And it's been a lifelong struggle, not only with my weight when I was younger, but with mental illness, with mental health, with my anxiety disorder. And I recently experienced a lot of anxiety because of my illnesses and my trip and getting sick on my trip. And I know that that's something that is going to be a lifelong struggle. But it's worthwhile to work to keep that healthy body and mind, because without health, we have nothing. I want to read a book that changes my life. I think I've read a lot of books that changed my life already, but I want to keep on doing that. So that's the reading part of my my future. I want to keep on reading books that change me and make me a better person, or make me understand something that I wasn't understanding before. And something less serious, new books by my favorite authors. I don't buy them new. Tana French, I'm waiting for your next book. There are a few authors that, and usually they are mystery authors, but there are books. There's a book that I read called In Sickness, and I heard the story. It was a very interesting, true memoir about a woman who had cancer, and she was like a top doctor and a researcher of a hospital, and she kept it a secret. And I thought that was such an interesting, it was a new book, and I didn't buy it was really expensive. But I found a way of getting it like a month or two later. I don't know how I did it, but, and it was an interesting book. So I'm sorry I'll put the information down in the description box if you're interested in reading that book. But that's one book that I got that was new. And even the Tana French books, I wait until I can get them at the library because they get them pretty fast. Another thing is the feeling I get when I'm dancing. Okay. You know already I have mobility issues. The reason I have mobility issues maybe, could be that I lived in Minnesota for 5 years and fell in the snow a few times, but it's also because I was a dancer. Fell off a stage, hurt broke both my ankles at one point, and but dancing is in my culture, it's in my blood, it's something that makes me happy, and I still do it. I really do. I still dance. And I want to keep on dancing. I'm not saying I'm going to dance again. I think it was 8 years ago that I danced in front of a big audience. But who knows? Life is so unexpected. You never know. There might be like a call for old people who dance with canes or without canes. I don't dance with a cane, really. I use a cane when I want to walk really fast and get somewhere, because it's like, as my physical therapist says, it's like a third leg that you have to help you out. But when I'm home, I don't use my cane, and I do cut a rug, as they said in the olden days. Not my olden days, my mother's olden days. A new thing that I have is I want to live 3 months in the Netherlands, or a few other places that I have in mind, but right now I'm thinking the Netherlands. I want to live 3 months and feel the culture meet the people like I was doing when I was there for just a week. And I felt something there that I can't explain. I felt that, not that I belonged. I never felt like I belonged anywhere. That's why I live in Hawaii. But I felt alive in a different way than in everyday life. I was living an adventure. And that has always been something that I want to do. And I read a lot while I was away too. But that's one thing that's on my bucket list. Something that I want to do here in Hawaii is spending some time in an animal shelter and helping out. I cannot adopt a dog right now. Between me and my daughter, in the last 4 years, we lost 4 dogs. Old age, but still, it was tremendous, tremendously devastating for both of us. She had our boxer for 12 years, which already is sort of a miracle, and I had my Havanese for around that time. But they live longer than boxers, but she took such good care of her boxer. And one of my Havanese had an accident, so she would have lived to like 17. That's another story. But I want to spend time helping other dogs in a small way, even if it's just, maybe I can't walk them, maybe I can just sit there with them or pet them, or just give money. But I want to do something with animals. My daughter's already doing a lot of good works with cats. But my heart, I love cats, but my heart is with dogs. So, and other animals like pigs. That's a new one. Goats. Not that I want to, own a goat or anything like that, but I just feel for them. I feel for all animals. I always did. I wasn't allowed to have any animals. So I wanted to help out at a shelter. Another thing that's in my experience, and this has to do with BookTube, and it's meeting my BookTube friends. The most exciting part of being a booktuber is all the friends I've met all over the world. And I'm going to meet a BookTube friend very soon. So I'm excited about that. And I hope to really do that. And I hope that I live in Hawaii. People might, you want to visit me? Come. My Hale house is always open. So, and always has been. I've always taken in people all my life. I want to learn a new language. My French didn't work out very well. I think it's because I caught COVID and I just forgot. I started speaking in French and no one understood me. So I said, okay, back to the drawing board on that. But I think learning a new language is something that keeps the brain active. And what does this have to do with the dangers of BookTube? Well, one danger of BookTube is that you won't be able to read anymore because you get, your mind starts leaving you. And I've had some short-term, can't remember a word here and there, and learning a language and reading are things that keep your mind active, especially learning a language or learning to play an instrument, even though that's not something that I want to do, the instrument part. But languages were always, in fact, I wanted to be, when I was young, I wanted to be an interpreter at the UN. That was one of the first jobs I wanted to do because I thought, well, I can understand Spanish. Didn't realize that it was being spoken in my house. But yeah, I would like to learn French one day. And keep on learning Japanese because I lived in Japan. I did live in other countries and I want to continue that. And just when I came to Hawaii, I used to lay on the beach and look at the clouds. Yeah, cloud watching is such a wonderful thing. The only bad thing is, please don't do it without wearing sunglasses because I had cataracts in both of my eyes, and I'm pretty sure it was from my looking at the sun and the clouds on the beach. And I want to, I'm trying out new recipes. I want to, learn healthier recipes for the less healthy recipes that are in all my cultures. And I want to do that. I learned how to make, I was brought up on rice and beans, being Puerto Rican. And I make it now with a little healthier with brown basmati rice. And so I get books on healthy eating. And with Nonfiction November coming up, I hope to keep on doing that. And, just the feeling of sand beneath my toes. People who live in Hawaii don't get to go to the beach as much as you might think. And now winter is coming. Winter here is not winter anywhere else, but it's still, the water is colder. There's less people at the beach. So I plan to go to our fitness center and go to the pool and do my exercises there until the summer, when I'm planning to do much more beach stuff in Hawaii. So what does this have to do with the dangers of BookTube? Well, if I obsess over how many videos I'm doing a week or not doing a week, or how many subscribers I have, or how many people have unsubscribed from me, or how I look horrible in this video, or my eyes aren't even because I have a weak left eye and I've had it since I was a child. So sometimes that bothers me when I see that one eye is turning to the left, as it's wont to do. But who cares about all of that? I'm going to do the best job I can as a booktuber, as a person, and hope that someone is going to say, yeah, I want to hear what this old dame has to say. I like the book she's reading, or she's giving a good review, or anything, and not feel that I have to deal with all of these dangers of BookTube, because in my view, they are dangers if you let them be. So let's just have fun, like, comment, and subscribe, as one of my friends say, if you like this video. And thank you, Kim, for letting me respond to this video. Kim is such a wonderful person, and she's taught me a lot about how to be an authentic booktuber like she is, and how to let go of, the self-consciousness and the hang-ups that I've brought along, because wherever you go, there you are. I used to think if I went to Hawaii, I would let go of all the struggles that I had as a child. But no, you have to deal with it. Another thing I want to do is keep on writing, and BookTube, the dangers of BookTube have stopped my writing, and I plan to keep on writing. But I plan to keep on doing BookTube. So thank you so much for watching, and until my next video, I wish everyone health, happiness, and of course, aloha.